The story of Joshua, from its origins to leadership. In today's video, we'll delve into one of the most fascinating stories of one of the greatest leaders in Israeli history, Joshua, a name that means the Lord saves. A man who started as a servant and became one of the greatest leaders in biblical history. Its story begins in Egypt, amidst the enslavement of the Hebrew people. Joshua was from the tribe of Ephraim, son of Nun, and his life would change forever when Moses freed Israel from Egyptian oppression. From an early age, Joshua demonstrated exceptional qualities while still young. He was chosen as a personal assistant to Moses, his closest servant. Alongside the great liberator, he learned what it meant to lead God's people. His first major mission came soon after leaving Egypt. The Israelites confronted the Amalekites at Rephidim, and Joshua was chosen to lead the army. While Joshua fought in the valley, Moses interceded on the mountain with his hands raised. When Moses' hands grew tired, Israel's strength lost. When they were upheld, Israel prevailed. Joshua learned that victory came not only from the sword, but from total dependence on God. On Mount Sinai, Joshua accompanied Moses to a certain point and remained waiting while he entered the presence of the Lord. Then he witnessed the sin of the golden calf, the wrath of Moses, and the weight of God's holiness. From that point on, something changed. Joshua continued to stay in the tent of meeting, even when Moses returned to the camp. He longed to be where God was. When Israel arrived at the gates of Canaan, Joshua was chosen as one of the 12 spies. He and Caleb trusted in the promise, even in the face of giants. The people, however, chose fear, and God decreed that that generation would not enter the land. For 40 years, Joshua remained faithful. He learned, matured, and was prepared. Then God commanded Moses to lay his hands on Joshua. The servant became the leader. Moses died, and Joshua stood before an entire people with a promise yet to be fulfilled. Jericho and Ai. The conquest begins after Moses died. God spoke directly to Joshua. He ordered him to cross the Jordan and promised to be with him. Joshua believed and acted. He prepared the people, sent out spies, and listened to the testimony of Rahab, who acknowledged the God of Israel as Lord of heaven and earth. Faced with the overflowing Jordan River, God performed a miracle. The waters parted. The people crossed on dry land. In Canaan, Joshua met the commander of the Lord's army and understood that this battle was not merely a human one. Jericho was closed, but God provided an unusual strategy. For 6 days, the people marched in silence. On the 7th day, he screamed. The walls fell. Jericho was defeated. Rahab was spared because of her faith. But at Ai, Israel was defeated. Hidden sin brought shame and loss. Joshua cried out to the Lord. Sin was revealed and removed. Then God restored the victory. Ai was conquered through strategy, obedience, and divine guidance. Joshua renewed the covenant, read the law, and reaffirmed that victory came from obedience. Final campaigns and the legacy of Joshua, Israel's victories spread. The kings of Canaan united against Joshua. The Gibeonites used deception to survive. Joshua made a covenant without consulting the Lord. The mistake had consequences, but the oath was upheld. The Gibeonites recognized the power of the God of Israel. Joshua continued leading victorious campaigns. He conquered territories. He kept his promise. At the end of his life, he gathered the people together and made an unforgettable appeal that Israel choose whom it would serve. Joshua declared before everyone that he and his household would serve the Lord. Thus ends the story of a man who began as a servant, walked in the presence of God, and fulfilled his calling. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and don't miss the next video.